Welcome to Helsinki, Finland. I know we're a long, long way away from home. If you're wondering what Access Africa is doing in Helsinki, well, stay tuned as we unpack a rather interesting relationship between Africa and the Nordic region, starting here in Helsinki. My name is Yelang Prujinka. Finland is a northern European nation bordering Sweden and Russia. Its capital, Helsinki, sits on a peninsula surrounded by coastal islands in the Baltic Sea. If innovation had a birthplace, it would be Finland. This is a country that has seen its fair share of adversity and has triumphed in spite of it. The Finnish culture supports a spirit of resilience and sisu, a trait which causes them to prevail against all odds. It is this sisu that has seen the country emerge as global leaders in the sectors of technology, innovation and education. Whilst we're here, we'll get to learn a lot about an Afro-Nordic business platform. Stay with us as we explore what business synergies exist between both regions. To better understand the landscape and the culture when doing business in Finland, we speak to Jarno Surjala from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and he sheds some light on the Finnish way and how that translates when doing business on the balance of the continent. Jarno, please briefly share with us what makes Finland the unique Nordic nation that it is.
There is a strong sense of unity here. Compared to some of the Nordic and European countries, Finland is still relatively young as a nation. So we will celebrate our first 100 years of independence in 2017. But within a matter of decades, we have been able to transform our economy to become one of the most stable and advanced societies in the world. And this is something that we are very proud of.
How does government support businesses to thrive in Finland?
We do that in many ways. We support companies. We have different instruments and different programs that target their needs. It includes providing them with information, providing them with advice, helping them with financing and things like that.
What industries are most successful and why do you think that is?
We have developed world-class expertise in sectors like metal and machinery manufacturing, forestry, ICT. These are some of the examples. But I think it very much depends on what resources we have here, what are available. And the best resources we have from the nature, like the forests. That's one important factor. And then, of course, the human capital is very important here. I mean, it's the people who create innovations, which are an essential part of our economy.
Do you believe that there are grounds for Nordic countries to do business with Africa?
Absolutely. I mean, we are at very modest levels when we think about the trade flows between Finland and Africa, for example. There is definitely room for improvement here. But at the same time, we have to remember that Africa is not just one country. So, I mean, we are talking about a big number of countries, and they all have their special needs, and we have to approach them on a country-by-country basis.
What do you think the Finnish strengths would be when doing business on the African continent?
Finnish companies and Finnish people are very easy to do business with. I mean, we might be sometimes a little bit quiet, sometimes a little bit shy, but we are very straightforward and honest. Finland is a very transparent country, so are our companies. It's pretty much what you see is what you get.
Marco, won't you tell me a little bit about what your business does?
Our company, Medico.com, I'm one of the founders of the company, and we do have home health tests. So basically these professional medical tests, we bring it to homes that the people can test themselves at home. And many kind of tests, so allergies, cholesterol, STDs, genetic tests, we have plenty of these, very broad portfolio.
What led to you creating this product?
We really want to give people freedom that they can test themselves and they can know themselves, and also have a kind of a privacy in testing, so they can test at the comfort of home, because you don't have to travel necessarily, you can test it at home. And yes, it's a wonderful business opportunity, so it's a really growing market, and there's a lot of digitalization happening also in this healthcare, and basically these our tests can be used also in a basis for the future services and different kind of digital concepts.
Now, do you think your product would find a market in Africa?
Yes, for sure. So we have so broad portfolio. I can see direct match in many of the infection tests also already. So the market would be already pretty ready in the way that just needs the products there and logistics, and I think it's a wonderful business opportunity. Yeah.
Continually ranked in high positions on the global stage, the business of education in Finland has been nothing short of remarkable. With great emphasis placed on quality and not quantity, this is a nation that has sustained a strong track record in the area of education.
Ape, tell us briefly about your business.
Well, our business is really simple. We want to give everyone in the world access to quality learning using a mobile device at no cost.
What's your business model?
The business model is really simple. Learning is free, as it should be, because learning is the only strong weapon to change the way the world works. So learning will always be for free. But we create a business out of people who need to certify that they have learned something. So at the end of a course, if you want to validate your learning as an individual, as an employer, or as a society, that is when the certificate or the badge for actually achieving those skills, for reaching that skill level, that is where the revenues kick in. So the business model, delivering quality learning to everyone for free, but then making a business out of when people want to make a business out of a new skill. That's the business model.
Would you say Africa is a lucrative market for your business to further expand into?
I see Africa as the most meaningful market for our business. I don't like to use the word lucrative because lucrative refers to profitability. I see our profits and our meaningfulness growing from the impact that we have on the daily lives of the individuals. That is why when creating Funzi, we looked at what market in the global aspect would be the most important market to start in. That's why we chose sub-African market. Because the population growth of Africa means that for anything relevant on a global scale to happen, we need to be able to supply and satisfy the needs and demand in the African markets. The word Funzi, our name, actually stems from Swahili language, meaning a learner or a group of learners. So Africa is at the very core of both our strategy and our product development, starting and growing and also into the future.
How have you gone about ensuring that you project onto the balance of the African continent?
As I stated earlier, as a Finn, because of our small market, we have to rely being born global. That means that we're used to dealing with partners. And when it comes to Africa, understanding the vastness, the differences between the cultures and respecting them is built into the model of expansion, where we always deal with a local partner. So the smaller the community, the better the partnership. And this capability of dealing with the fragmented society and different cultural aspects with one single global service has been built into the design of our service. So our service, though it's global, can serve the needs of even the smallest communities. And that's what we've built into the strategy and successfully implemented already in multiple markets in Africa. So the successes from South Africa, Tanzania, Kenya, Nigeria, even into the Middle Eastern market show that our design is successful. And that's why I'm so happy to talk about this with you, because we know that it works.
Scarcely could one discuss education without being led to technology and innovation. Finland is well known for its prowess in all three sectors. Let's find out more. Katja, what is it about Finland that breeds innovation?
I think we have really long winter times, so there is like plenty of time to do something else than be outside. We have all these crazy ideas which turns to innovations. Well, in the truth, I think Finnish is the innovation center of Europe.
Why do you think there's a synergy in regards to innovation between Africa and Finland?
Well, the most of the innovation at the moment are technology innovations. There is no boundaries of any countries anymore. And most of the innovation are related to health and sport technology. So I think it's global. It doesn't have boundaries, Africa or Asia.
Tell us a little bit more about Innovation House in Finland.
Innovation House Finland, this is a project we started 6 months ago. We wanted to gather together different kind of talents and people. So we put together startups, companies, investors, and a lot of background people, example, mentors or coaches. And now we started yesterday. It's going to be a 5-month program totally. And the main goal is to give a lot of tools to them to be growing much more faster and be more open-minded. And I think we are already succeed with this program.
Could there be a replication of Innovation House globally?
Definitely, and actually there is an innovation house. It's Nordic Innovation House in Silicon Valley. It's a different type of place because this is more like a program. But definitely, I think every country needs a hub or place where different talents can be together and share the knowledge and the information and help each other to be much more stronger.
And what role would you say innovation plays?
At the moment, it's gonna take us much more further to be much more healthier. In our house, those innovations, what we mainly have here is we are learning many new things about our own body. Innovation is gonna let us to live much more fully alive. And it's really hard to say just one thing about it because it's so many things what innovation is gonna bring.
It is always fascinating to explore uncharted territory. The business exchange platform between Africa and the Nordic nations promises to be both challenging and exciting. On our part, we shall keep you updated on the progress with both regions. From me, Yelang Prujinka, this has been Access Africa in Helsinki, Finland. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.